disseminate information relating to the property market and any matters associated to real estate services. This evening, I'm here to talk about a very crucial aspect of real estate services, that is the customer service delivery for Horizon Properties. And as an example that should be emulated by other real estate companies in Zambia. We are a team of understanding service delivery with respect to real estate services. As an organization, we know where we stand and where we want to be, and therefore we have coordinated plans of actions to achieve our intended objectives, which should be achieved through a strategy. What is a customer service strategy? As a real estate company and construction company, we have customer service oriented strategies that focus on customer needs and satisfaction. The strategies we have crafted are intended to improve the whole functional areas of our organization. We know very well that when we have a customer-focused approach, we are able to understand our customers. Then, what is the impact of customer service on a company like Horizon Properties? Customers perceive services received through the whole entity as an organization. What I mean to say is that if anything happens with one of our agents, they will say Horizon Properties. Therefore, the customer perceives services received through the whole organization as an entity, and therefore all our areas of a company are focusing to develop relationships with our customers. We also know that it's the fine details of the organization that matter to the customer. The services such as late responses to customer needs or queries. These are fine details that affect or may affect the quality of service delivery. As Horizon Properties, we appreciate the fact that customer service can either have a positive or negative impact on the customer value chain, depending on the way it is handled. Now, the question is, how does Horizon Properties understand the difference between goods and services delivery to meet the unique needs of its clients? It is agreement that there are inherent differences between goods and services delivery in terms of management and marketing. This is a fact. Delivery of services and goods is quite different and has got its own challenges in the market. I will try to outline some of the major differences. Number one, intangibility. The most basic and the universal agreed or cited difference between goods and services is intangibility. Intangible, something you can feel. Because services are performances and actions rather than objects. They cannot be felt, they cannot be tested, you can touch them, and the same way we can touch the tangibles, that is the goods. For example, when an agent carries out due diligence on a property, the customer cannot touch that due diligence. It is in the understanding and experience of the agent who has conducted the due diligence on a property. It's an activity that you cannot touch. You just produce a report. Number two, example, when an agent negotiates for good price, a good purchase price, you are not able to touch those negotiations. You can't feel them, but the service is delivered. That is the intangibility of the service we are engaged in. The understanding of these differences that exist between goods and service delivery help us to strive to deliver quality services to our clients and the public. And these differences have got associated market implications that I would like to outline. Understanding quality service lies in the understanding of the kind of service you are providing. I will try to get to you the difference between goods and services. I've just mentioned intangibility. Goods are tangible; they can be touched, but the services are intangible. You can't touch them. What are the implications? The implication is that you cannot have inventory of services. You cannot say that I've got services stored, I'll sell them tomorrow. No. Number two, services cannot be patented. You can't say this type of service is a patent to Horizon Properties. No, because this creativity, innovation comes in from time to time, and also the competitors can copy. So those are some of the implications that are associated with services. Number three, services cannot be readily displayed or communicated. What we communicate is what will be given, what will be provided, but it's not the service itself. It's like an expectation, a promise. The delivery is another aspect. The other implication of intangibility of services is the pricing. The pricing is difficult. Something you cannot touch, but you have to price. That is another complication or difficult to price the services. Number two, standardization, standards. Goods are standardized, can be standardized in production, but the services are heterogeneous. The heterogeneity of services, which refers to diverse. Heterogeneity refers to diversity. It's diverse. Number one, service delivery and customer satisfaction depend on the employee actions. How the employees will act, our agency will perform, it takes it takes the system to understand, but it's a complicated aspect. Though it's a system we have put in place, are able to tell us that a customer that this service has not been provided according to the standards which we have in-house. So that's why this understanding helps us to now create standards within our systems. Number two, the service depends on many uncontrolled factors. As I mentioned in one above, is that the quality of service depends on the employee actions. Now, how the employee, the custodian or deliverer of this service, how he or she work up may affect the quality of services. So the quality of service depends on many uncontrolled factors. That is now the market implication of standardization and the heterogeneity of services. Number three, there's no such knowledge that the service delivered matches what is planned and promoted. This is related to the other factors that the service is delivered, the quality is controlled by an individual or the employee who delivers the service to the customer. Number three, the production for goods, the production is separate from consumption. Whereas services, there's simultaneous production and consumption. The implication, market implication. Customers participate and affect the transaction. What it means is that the customers are part of the production of the service. For example, if the customer is unable to define or express themselves of what they want, then the service can be affected, provided. So they're part of the production and the consumption. Number two, customers affect each other. For example, when you're trying to market a property and the customers meet, they can exchange notes and ideas, and they can make decisions and advise each other over the property. So it may affect the customers, affect the quality of service, especially if they meet. Another example I can give, for example, you have a restaurant and you have a group of customers who are seated at one table making too much noise, whereas the other customer, they want tranquility. It means the customers are affecting the quality of service you are delivering to this customer who wants peace of mind. So that's how customers can affect each other in terms of services. Number three, the employees affect the service outcome. Like our agents, our estate agents may affect the outcome depending how they handle each customer. How do we deal with this? We have standardized approach to customers and we follow the guidelines. Each agent knows how to from one step to another. So this understanding helps us now to craft systems and standards within our system, within our organization, so that we give quality services. The lack of understanding prevents innovation. And I'll say number four, the non-perishable and the perishable. Goods are non-perishable, and the services is perishable. The meaning, when you buy the goods, you take them as goods, tangible. Where the service, when it's delivered, it's done. It is impossible to synchronize supply and demand with the services. The other meaning is that when the services cannot be returned or resold, you cannot say that, this service I received is not good, I'm returning it. No, it's perishable. It's done, produced, and consumed, and done. So this understanding by our team and all the organization is one of the key factors that help us to continue and strive to improve the quality of services that we provide. I'm quite knowledgeable in terms of customer service, and we disseminate information across the organization to continually training and understanding the customer and the quality of services. So we continue to give you this insight so that we create these benchmarks upon which our services will be judged. Good evening, listeners.
Who is the Sales and Listings Coordinator. We also have Jerry Katongo, Sales and Projects Officer, and we are also joined by Lutanda Kauta, who is Sales Executive, all from Horizon Properties. Gentlemen, good evening to you and do welcome to the program.
Good evening, Norman. Thank you so much for having us.
All right. Quick reaction there to the doctor's presentation again.
Okay, so doctor's presentation, I think tonight brings out quite some detail in terms of course, customer service, both at Horizon Properties and what he says is very knowledgeable about customer service. Like what you should expect as clients as you deal with us, or if you're not dealing with us as you deal with any other real estate practitioner. And I know so many times people wonder to say, these days I visited some office and maybe you observed a certain trend. Is this how people should conduct themselves? I think this information right comes to you tonight, and you can actually either add to what you feel, because I know thoughts have been provoked. So you can either add or ask the questions where you feel you do not understand here or there, or why you feel certain things are done in a certain way. Because like you said, certain times there's misrepresentation and misrepresentation of facts and just a number of things which, if you're someone who wants to maybe seek clarity and just know why does this happen, maybe even when you come to ourselves, you come to offices, please send us an email to info@thehorizonproperties.com. So much information has been given out, but we invite you to join the conversation. Please send us the questions, the contributions, especially the questions. Please send them to send an email to info@thehorizonproperties.com so we can actually get to discuss those particular issues.
All right. Now, the next question I have for you, gentlemen, is very interesting, and I'd like you to break it down in pieces here. How does Horizon Properties balance being both a business and a trusted advisor to property buyers?
Okay, so I know Derek will come in, but let me break it down this way. Horizon Properties has been on the property market for some time now. To pick the exact number, I think this year marked 23 years in April. And over the years, a number of things have happened. Number one, we've built the trust through transparency, of course, by being open to our processes, the fees, and everything that we do. And aside from building the trust, we've also, of course, earned the expertise. And right now, not to boast, but I would proudly say we have one of the most, if not highly qualified and experienced individuals within our team, others with doctorates, master's degrees, graduate degrees in real estate studies, with experience spanning over 20 years in the Zambian real estate property market. So it's not just theoretical in terms of having, of course, these degrees and all, but there's also experience that is tagged to this. And of course, despite this, so many times I think here on the show and on so many platforms that would appear, we've actually provided valuable insights, we've offered market knowledge and property analysis and guidance. And this information that is given so many times, I think it is given for free. Because all those that are listening right now, the information that of course our CEO gave in his presentation, it was for free. The information that I'm giving right now and the information that Mr. Kahuta will give, information that Derek will give, is given for free. So this, from the point of providing guidance, information is actually given for free. And most of this information, it's not information that you just walk into a shop and buy a book and you find everything written there. If I'm not mistaken, I would say maybe now, but then it was difficult actually to find material that contained knowledge about real estate. But over the years, from time to time, this information, because of the experience and the education that these individuals among our team have acquired, has been given to the public for free. So many times I think we see even on Facebook, people advertising, plots for sale. They say 10 miles and these other areas. But when you look back and see maybe the people that actually championed the sale of these particular cheap plots, you realize to say Horizon Properties name is written somewhere. The reason, the highly qualified, of course, and experienced individuals I'm talking about, and the experience that has spanned over the years, and the constant guidance that is given, is what has actually enabled the market to get to a point where right now it's easy for someone to actually get to acquire a plot. because information is everywhere and information has been given. And despite all this, of course, we have maintained professionalism, we've balanced business goals with professional conduct, ensuring support and respect. What do I mean? You know, in certain times, we've heard from our friends on the streets, as we call them, that we're in a pressure. You know, so many things are overlooked as you get to interact with them. Because at a particular point, this particular person that you're dealing with maybe has school fees pressure, or maybe has maybe rent is due, and all they look up to is the money that you're going to pay them, without looking at the buyer's needs being met. What do I mean? They are likely to overlook maybe important aspects of a transaction just so they can get the money from you. But when you actually get to deal with Horizon Properties, these issues are balanced, because in as much as we want to maybe attain these business goals, but there's also the aspect of maintaining professionalism. How has this been achieved? So the organization, of course, has continuously provided continuous professional development training to staff throughout the years. So year in, year out, if not 4 times in a year, we undergo these trainings. Be it in terms of course, customer service, even lessons or maybe training with regards to just listing property. How do you deal with a vendor when they actually come to you and they want to list a property? People are guided continuously throughout the year. So these trainings come up, and if you come through and you want to list a property, be rest assured, so the person that you're dealing with will give you the right information, will give you, if it's a point where you need a bit of information in terms of how much a property is maybe going in terms of rent in this particular area, because maybe at that particular point you want to purchase a property, maybe to get a property that you can put on rent, information will be given to you. And if that particular agent from Horizon Property is not sure, they'll actually tell you. And aside from all that, I think here on the show, we've actually discussed so many times. You saw the launch of certain projects, and maybe also other portfolios like the auction, and then also saw us, of course, being enacted into the leading real estate companies of the world sometime last year. This has actually gotten to expose, of course, our membership and all the people that Horizon Properties into the market environment of course, the global stage, maybe in simple terms. So what is happening is that in most times we've started to analyze and even criticize what we do, because in comparison to what other people are doing out there. And most times, you know, no, it's amazing to realize, to say most of what we do is actually true and it's actually correct. Because in most times, even when we get to have trainings with maybe certain sections of this particular network, you realize that most of the things that people will be training on are things that we already know that we just need to improve on. The reason it still takes us back to the highly qualified and experienced individuals within the team with, of course, experience spanning over 20 years. And over the years, I think we've also focused on buyer needs, and we've tailor-made our services. By tailor-made our services, I think we're past those days where if you come to Horizon Properties and you're looking for a house in Ibex, we're going to take you to maybe an option that is eligible. That is what is available at that particular moment. Those things no longer happen. The reason, I think there is everything for each and every person who comes through. And I think this has been mentioned here on radio so many times. It's like when you come to us, it's a one-stop shop. If you're someone who would want to get a plot, someone will be there to actually get to assist you with the options that you want and give you exactly what you want. And we won't limit you like those who would view a plot, let's say on a Saturday, you're busy during the week and we force you to come to offices. Someone will definitely follow you to your offices and give you that particular document that you want, so that you can actually get to actualize your dream. The moment someone, maybe you say you're busy and someone is refusing to come through, please just send us an email to info@horizonproperties.com, and we'll know to say, maybe Mr. Kahuta couldn't, of course, follow this client or save this client.
I don't think Mr. Kahuta will engage in such activity.
Please, there's a same with me here.
So we're able to bend, even in times, let's say maybe only free on a Saturday, we're able to bend. Someone, of course, who doesn't go to church on Saturday, we're able to attend to you. And in most times, I think I've left church on a Sunday and attended to those that who've been church on Saturday and are only free on Sunday. The reason is to actually get to save each and every person that requires and each and every person that wants to buy property. So there's so many examples that I can give in terms of tailor-making of services. It's not just us sitting in the office and waiting for you. In certain times we follow you. In certain times we call you. In certain times maybe someone would send an email. Or would try by all means to find, of course, a possible balance to which you can actually get what you want, in as much as of course we also save you within our convenience.
Mr. Zoza, I was studying this question, and then, well, Chizungu should be very fun for one. And your question was, how does Horizon Properties balance being both a business and a trusted advisor to property buyers? Now, when you use the word balance, to me that kind of gives a connotation as if there's a conflict between being a business and obviously serving the clients by giving them this said information. And however, I don't think it's so much as us finding a balance, but we instead found that this is a marriage that works perfectly well. What do I mean? You see, in doing our daily business, of which is obviously property, we have, as of course my supervisor here, Mr. Mbewe Adrian, mentioned, we've been on the market, or rather we've been dealing in property for 23 years. So obviously we've seen the property market change. We've seen the shifts and movements that have happened in the property market in Zambia. Not only that, but then the knowledge base also over time has increased. Now, there are a lot of things that could be said about that knowledge base and how it's been, how it's affected the property market and how we also interact with the property market. So, Mr. Mbewe also mentioned about us coming here on radio and you hear doctor, or which by the way is a doctor in real estate, so that's what it is. He's going to give you that type of knowledge where you won't just hear it from anybody. It is where you're going to have to schedule a meeting with your lawyer and then they start schooling. But here we come here, doctor just disseminating information, telling you about, you know what, we've got so many millions of acres or hectares in Zambia that is not developed, and all of this, and also how you deal with conversion of property and also change of ownership when it comes to titling in property. This is information that we bring over to the market freely and willingly. Now, what have we found? We say just bringing on doctor and maybe Mr. Mbewe, Mr. Katongo, and even myself to just talk about our 2 cents worth in this property business. You see, when we come on here, we find also that people are going to call us saying, you know what, I've got a property in, say, Makeni or in this area, I've been having difficulties. You guys sound to be very knowledgeable. Can you help me out with pricing or how best to package this product? Now they're trying to tap into our knowledge, and then they're going to find that we're the best people to even sell the property, so to say, or rather sell the property through us. You see, now that becomes the issue of disseminating information, or as you said in your question, being a trusted advisor in the property market, also working to our advantage. And then not only that, Mr. Zaza, you find that in a process of people trying to purchase property, they don't want to be rushed. They want to be given information. Again, we go back to the issue of giving them information. You see, somebody will come and say, Lutanda or Mr. Mbewe or even Mr. Katongo, I want to build apartments. Which are the best places? You see, I want a titled property. Just don't want it to be any type of property. I'd like at least to be this type of distance from a university or these busy areas and all of this. And then we factor all of this, digest the information, and then try to match what the client wants to exactly the properties that are there on the market. You see? Now again, this is disseminating information. This is sharing information with, say, client. And then in the process, what are they going to say? Yeah, the people with the properties, you know what? I would rather deal with you because you know how to convert property, you understand my needs, you understand my worry and concerns, so you are the people to deal with me. And then also, I made Mr. Zaza, that, look, my areas can design so accommodation, you know, your house. Please don't put it in the center of your plot. Put it in the corner, in the front, or in the back, so that at least this space you can do so much with it. Or even later, the aspect of property valuation or property value gain. That all of these other things, you might want to, say, subdivide your property later, or to put it on the market, or use this other area for other developments. But you are not going to be able to do these things until, or rather, when designing, you put your property in one side instead of the center, because then it takes up so much space and leaves little spaces in the sides that you can't really use for other things. You see? And only when people hear these things go like, you know what? You're my people. We have one transaction because of word of mouth, of which is, what type of marketing is that you say? This is marketing that is not bought. You don't pay for it. You only pay for it by, of course, commuting a good service. And then afterwards it takes its own life, and then, you know, business just carries on as such. So by, of course, being a property advisor on this market, we found that there's been a lot of business. So it's not so much like you posed the question, making it seem like it's a conflict of interest. Instead, we found that it's a perfect marriage. I think that's my 2 cents.
Derek, would you like to chip in as well? The balance.
Yes. No. I think my colleagues have actually spoken mainly on the business side, and also what we're able to do for our clients as we actually strike that balance between us doing a business and also obviously as a trusted advisor in our field. But I would also like to make mention that as Horizon Properties, how we're managing is that we're trying to balance profit and purpose. Okay, if you come to our offices today, obviously you'll be greeted by our mission, our vision. Obviously, those that maybe haven't visited our offices, obviously when you look at vision of Horizon Properties, our vision actually is to become an icon in the property service delivery in our primary markets. Okay, so we want to set, or rather we have been setting the pace for people that actually are looking forward even to join this sector where we're in. Okay, so we are people that does not only prioritize us making profit as a business entity, but we also have continued to stay true to our purpose, our vision, and also our mission. Because we understand that as a business entity, if we're going to do great, we must be able to actually enlighten the people that we actually offer these services to. Because you cannot claim to actually offer services or rather goods to people when they're not informed. Okay? So for us to actually build that trust from our clients, we must inform them. We must actually tell them how is the market doing, what trends are there, where is the market going, okay, which areas should they look for in terms of if they want to actually acquire more value for their money. So we take that time for us to educate, to inform, simply because we understand that we're here to actually become an icon in our property delivery service in our primary market, because we understand that if we're going to have a company like Horizon Properties stand out in Zambia to provide genuine and affordable services to people, it means we must be able to invest in what we're doing and stay true to the vision that was set for ourselves. I think another point that I would like to make mention, Nono, is that we have also managed in terms of striking the balance, as you asked, because we're looking at us embracing integrity over short term again, because we have seen a lot of businesses, they would actually be formed maybe with one sole purpose: we want to make money. Once we make money, we shut down this business. Okay, but where is the integrity? Okay, because if you're going to have a vision, or we are going to have establish a business with the sole purpose of you just making money, once we have enough, we can actually close the business. It means you can actually compromise the integrity, which as Horizon Properties we have actually gone big in terms of integrity, because integrity is actually one of our core values, because we understand that if we're going to remain true, we must be able to actually be investing, be open enough to guide and to protect the investments that people actually bring to our care. Okay, because we are like people that are bringing buyers and sellers together. We are actually mediators. Okay, because that is part of our business, in as much as we also have our own products that we sell that is under our name, but we also have the duty and the responsibility to bring buyers and sellers together on behalf of, obviously on behalf of those that are selling the products that we do sell. So if we are going to be compromised in terms of integrity, simply because we want to gain a lot of money at the moment, such that whatever happens tomorrow, we do not care. And then we are actually not doing justice to our mission and our vision, because we understand that for us to stand tall and dominate this market as we have been dominating, it is because of the integrity that we have upheld and make sure that we have actually forgone the short-term gain that other people might have actually seen to say this is a big deal. Because we understand that as we are striking a balance, obviously there are temptations here and there, but we understand that we need to remain true to our vision, we need to remain true to our goal, to make sure that Zambia must be actually continue to be head of, that in the property market within the Zambian circles, there's Horizon Properties that has continued to embrace integrity at the expense of whatever short gain that might come our way.
All right. If you just tuned in, you are listening to Property Focus. Let's take a mini break.
Want to list with us? Here's how to get started. Step 1. Call or visit our offices to express your interest in listing your property with us. Our friendly team is ready to guide you through the process and answer any questions you may have. Step 2. Schedule a property inspection. We'll assign one of our experienced sales executives to visit and assess your property. You can either pick up the agent from our office or arrange a convenient meeting point. This step helps us understand the property's location, features, and condition. Step 3. Property assessment and price advice during the inspection. Our sales executives will inspect the property and its extent. Based on the market trends, location, and condition, the sales executives may offer guidance on a suitable asking price. Step 4. Signing the mandate once everything is in order. You, the vendor, will sign a mandate agreement.
These residential products are currently have the best return for potential if they were to come through right now and point at something and say, I'd like to invest in this. Can I make my money back? Can my family eat something from here?
Well, I've got a number of options that would be brought into this aspect. One of them that I'd like to make mention, especially since you have asked me to say return potential. You see, what I'd like to bring in is our 10 miles near Rockview University there, where we have a 20 by 40 plot, which again, like I said, is located near Rockview University, about 3 kilometers from Mungule Third Road. The property is also suitable for residential or building boarding houses. Now, this 20 by 40, which is of course close to a university, is only going at 135,000 kwacha. So 135,000 kwacha, you get a 20 by 40, which is 3 kilometers from Mungule Third Road, and very good proximity to Rockview University, so you could use it as a boarding facility. The 20 by 40 going at only 135,000 kwacha. So this would be a very good investment to, of course, build upon and start obviously your business of boarding accommodation or residential flats and things of that sort. Something else that caught my attention is our 5-acre farmland in Kasisi, which is of course on title and is located 9 kilometers from the Kasisi tarmac along a well-graded gravel road with power lines already on site. Now this 5 acres that is of course on title is going at only 650,000 kwacha. So 650,000 kwacha, we're looking at this from an angle where you see you buy this 5 acres, which is already on title. Just a couple of years, Mr. Zaza, value appreciation, and you can do as you please while it's also appreciating in value. So this is again another good way of practicing land banking and of course keeping your eye on the return on investment. I will then move us to Mwembeshi. I'm going to dilly-dally here and there, jump from one place to another. In Mwembeshi we have 10 acres, which is of course titled land, ideal for various types of farming, located near Pemba Primary School, about 5 kilometers from Mumbwa Road. And this 10 acres is going at 700,000 kwacha only. Now I say only because this is 10 acres of titled land in Mwembeshi and only 5 kilometers from Mumbwa Road. So this is something else to look into, also considering in Mwembeshi value appreciation is happening expeditiously. Where then would I think of moving us? I would say, again in Mwembeshi, we have the 2.5 acres of land, which is located 1.5 kilometers from Mumbwa Road. Now this is even closer, near Mwembeshi satellite area. The land is suitable for both agriculture and residential use, and is going at only 195,000 kwacha. So 2.5 acres, 1.5 kilometers from Mumbwa Road, near Mwembeshi satellite area, going at only 195,000 kwacha. This is again a very, very good investment, I would think. Now here I'm going to jump to a little bit of a place that's a little bit distant, but it is a very good investment nonetheless. We're going to talk about the 40 acres that we have in Mikango. Now this one is very interesting because it has a borehole, an overhead tank, a caretaker's house, and a stream. And the property is located 1.5 kilometers from Leopards Hill Road. So only 1.5 kilometers from Leopards Hill Road. This 40 acres is going to cost you 650,000 kwacha. Not to forget, despite these other developments, it does have a stream at the back of it. So this Mikango 40 acres is only going at 650,000 kwacha. Which other one would catch my attention? I would say, keeping it in Mikango again, we have 17 acres of land with a seasonal stream, located 7 kilometers from Leopards Hill Road and about 28 kilometers from Crossroads Mall. Now, this 17 acres, of course, like I said, with a seasonal stream, is only 7 kilometers from Leopards Hill Road and is going at 1.8 million kwacha. A little bit on the high side, but if you factor in the size of the land, it is more than value for your money. It is actually very competitively priced. Now, okutizenda kumanje ku high end on the other side. This one I would actually like my supervisor, Mr. Mbewe, to tag in on it. This is a Kafiwe roadfront parcel of land. It's obviously for commercial usage. You could use it for whatever you like, but it is obviously designated, or proper usage of it is commercial use. This is 72 acres of prime land, which is along Kafiwe Road, 4 kilometers from Shimabala Toll Plaza, and it is ideal for the hospitality business, logistics, and industrial projects with a high visibility as it is along the road, heavy traffic, and proximity of transportation hubs. So what it offers is easy access to Lusaka Town Center and is suitable for, among the things mentioned, is of course warehousing, manufacturing, hotels, and entertainment venues. But I would also like to think, since it is 72 acres, you could multi-use it. Not just using it for one thing, but you could use it for multi-purposes. You could have, say, your lodge in this area and other things also on one part of it. It is 72 acres of titled land. And it is going at 20 million kwacha. Yes, it is not for everybody. Again, commercial use, and it is 72 acres of titled land. Mr. Mbeo, if you have anything to say about this one.
I think much has been said, and the only thing I think I want to emphasize is that these are rare pieces, because finding 72 acres of land, of course, on the tarmac is rare. A few people have it, but it is available for sale. And most of the times I've interacted with a lot of property buyers who may have an idea now, but may not have the money, and are shying away from coming through to discuss maybe possible purchase, let's say maybe in a month or two from now, which would be better if you ask me. But until the time when it's gone, it's not there. Then you see a lot of people coming through. When it's gone and people are bidding there. So those with plans, of course, with like what I said, you want to do a school, be it a university, you want to do a secondary school. This is land that has a lot of potential. Do not just look at the price, of course, that is involved, because I know others will be saying, putting 20 million land, but look at it as an investment, because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity that you get. 4 kilometers from the top gate, like you said, there's no land there that would amount to that particular that much in terms of size. So please come through and get it. And only 20 million watch.
That only, but of course, in relation, it works in relation to the size, and also in also the same accordance to what he was saying. You see, viewing is free. So I mean, yes, you need to get to acquaint yourself with the land, see whether it does fit into the specs of what you want. Like we say, you could use it for manufacturing, you could use it in the hospitality industry as hotels, lodges, and of course warehousing, Others, you could use part of it as a truck stop because at least it is along the front, the road front. And but the best uses that I have figured among all these is using it as a university. It is a very prime location for it. That is something that people would actually, it would be more than suitable. It is 72 acres of titled land that is 4 kilometers from the Shimabala toll gate and road front of Kafiwe Road.
And if you want to buy or you want to, please call me on 0777 00 2756.
I need to make an appointment for that.
Call me, that one is
All right, I will repeat the number. He's saying it too slowly.
Please repeat the number.
Okay, so that is 0777 002756. So I repeat Mr. Adrian Bewe's number. He's really in charge of this property. That is 0777 002756. And he'll be more than glad to help you. And for all other properties, even this one really, but I'll still direct you to him. The number to contact is 0977 800 203. And for my number, I'll take you through all the listings that we have and all these that we've mentioned and more. And in case you have property that you'd like to list, I'll be more than glad to assist you in the very same regard.
And also, no, I think my colleagues forgot to mention that we also have a commercial property, which is a lodge actually in Chalala. Okay, so this lodge has got about 22 executive rooms, that is standard and executive, a bar, a conference room with a capacity of 100 people, a restaurant, and an incomplete gym. Okay, so this property sits on a spacious of about 4,127 square meters plot and is just located about 1.5 kilometers from the main rail road. Okay, so just 1.5 kilometers from the main ring road, 22 rooms. Okay, so this property is going for 15 million. So those that are listening to us, you are interested in investing into a lodge, and you know how Chalala is. That is a prime location. So please, you can actually contact us on 077 97 07 215. I'll repeat the number, 077 97 07 215. That is an opportunity for someone that would be looking for a commercial property as well.
Adrian, we mentioned Shimabala there. Farmers may be thinking, where else can I buy? What options are currently available?
Okay, so we have quite a number of options in terms of farmland, but due to time, I think I'll mention just 4. So we have farms in Chisamba, which I would say the closest to Lusaka right now. So these are 5-acre portions of land, and they're only 9 kilometers from the nearest tunnel. The road that leads to the farm, the 9 kilometers, the gravel road is smooth, recently done and upgraded to a proper gravel road. So don't worry about, of course, having a small car, because this particular location, any car can go there. So 5 acres for only 100,000 kwacha, right in Chisamba, of Mwatsompora area. So 5 acres, like I said, in Chisamba, Mwatsompora area, selling for only 100,000 kwacha. And then away from Chisamba, we have farms in Mugure. So the Mugure farms are located about 30 kilometers from Mumba Road, if you're using Mumba Road. If you're using Great North Road, you have to go all the way up to where the tarmac ends by the palace there, and then drive for almost about 30-35 k's all the way up to the farm. Connectivity in terms of road access is perfect. If I mean perfect, I mean perfect. If I say perfect, I mean perfect. Please come through and get 5 acres at only 150,000 kwacha. Like I always say, land in Lusaka, Mugure is close. A lot of people are doing residential plots there, but we have 5 acres at only 150, where we're actually getting titles, because titles are being done there for those that are buying into the project. And then away from Mugure, we have farms, of course, in Chongwe, Bango area, which are only 11 kilometers from the tarmac, which is British Road, slightly after Chongwe town. And the price for a 5 acre is only 150,000 kwacha. Power is already on site. There's a clinic nearby, there's a school, there's a market. It's a built community. Very good land, which we're selling at only 150,000 kwacha. And last but not the least, for tonight, we have farms in Chiawa. So Chiawa, we have 3 sizes of land. We have 50 acres, which we're selling at 350,000 kwacha. And then we have 20 acres, which we are selling at 160,000 kwacha. And then we also have 5 acres, which are selling at 60,000 kwacha. For those that want to know where Chiawa is, maybe I've missed other shows where we go to explain Chiawa in detail. The easier route currently is through Chirundu. Go up to Chirundu Shoprite, and then you turn off, of course, to the left, the road that leads towards Zambezi for 29 kilometers only from the Shoprite. So the road is, in terms of connectivity, is good as well, up to a certain point, and then at a certain point it gets narrow up to the farm. We all know how farm roads come. And the other access, of course, is through Lepatio Road, where the road is not properly done as it is right now. So, like I said, I've always said on the show, Lepatio Road from Kablonga will only take you about 1 hour 30 minutes in its current state. I've used it up to the farm. 1 hour 30 minutes to get to the farm, you've got a powerful 4x4. But at some point, you have to find your way through the mountains because the road has not been done. Up to a certain point, it's started. Through the mountains, road not done. Up to Chiawa. So the price, I'll repeat, 50 acres at only 350,000 kwacha, and then 20 acres at 160,000 kwacha, 5 acres at only 60,000 kwacha. For those that do not have the ready cash, we do installment payments. So do not restrict yourself, Bambo, Pangaka Bank, and Nombaga 350. What you do is come through and start paying slowly until you actually get to 350. You pay slowly until you get to 60,000 kwacha. So all these properties that I've mentioned in terms of farms or plots and said actually come with installment plans. Do not be restricted or shy away. The best you can do for certain places like Chiawa and others, inquire on time. Get as much information as you can. So at the point of making the decision, you have all the information. The problem that people do is you wait until there's maybe an opening, and then within a day or two, you want to get all the information and make a decision and pay. Land is not work like that. Please come through, get the information that you need, and then, of course, make the decision to purchase.
All right. As we wrap up the program, your closing remarks and what should we look out for? We're in August, September, are we closer to any specials from Horizon Properties?
I think the special one right now, maybe because of time, maybe in a second, let me get this guy to tell us the plot sizes that we're going to why I actually ended.
Are we doing
Because
any
it's
specials
been
on
too
the Green
quiet.
Okay, so for the Green Villagers, we always say no, we have 2 sizes of plots in the gated community.
Mm-hmm.
For those that do not know where the Green Village is and are listening to us, the Green Village is actually the most dominant gated community along the Great East Road, which is just about 20 kilometers from the airport roundabout if you are using the Great East Road. So in the gated community, we have services such as water, electricity, security. It's already fenced. Actually, those that have finished their construction have actually moved into their houses. As we can say that the community now actually is active because people are living there, and a lot of people are building, others almost completing their structures. So if you're looking for a plot in a well-secured and affordable gated community, please come to the Horizon Green Village. There we have the two sizes of the 20 by 22.5. Those are going for 120,000 kwacha only. And then we also have the 30 by 30 plots going for 228,000 kwacha. So if you want a bigger space still, if you feel that 30 by 30 is not enough, you can actually get more than one portion and make them, because we believe that people that coexist, they should not be actually put into classes that, no, this is a low cost, this is a medium, this is a high cost. We believe that if people are going to advocate for sustainability, they should be able to work in unison. So there's nothing like this is the high class, this is the middle class, this is the lower class. No, if you have the money, you can actually secure even a bigger portion in a location where the 20 by 22.5 are, so that you can actually realize the dream home that you want. So if you're looking for a plot in the Green Village, I'm here to actually assist you. You can actually make an appointment with me to view these plots. You can actually get in touch with me on 077-9707-215. I'll repeat the number, 077-9707-215. That number is equally on WhatsApp. You can send me a message, and even as tomorrow morning, we can take you on site and secure a portion.
Yeah, and I know everything has been discussed on the show. If you're someone who wants to maybe come through and have a one-on-one interaction, you can simply come to our global office, which is on the old Kablonga Shopping Complex, shop number 8, right on Chindo Road. So not Central Mall, the new mall, but the old mall there. So right by the old mall, there's Jatimba there. So that's shop, the shop number 8, which is right on Chindo Road. Use the road that is on side to Kablonga or somewhere there. Yeah, and then so right there you find us and we can have a conversation. And then you can also check us out, of course, on